が揃った時、世界をつなぐ光がこの地によみがえる。見ろ、宝玉獣の奇跡、よみがえれ究極宝玉神レインボードラゴン。
Hi, welcome back to the shop here in downtown Pomona. My name is Alvin, and I'm here to present to you another gem of a deck profile featuring Crystal Beast. This is a control variant, otherwise more popularly known as Conclave Control. There are two variants of this deck. There's the combo build and there is the control build, which me personally, I play the control build. It's really easy to put together. You only need to buy the 3 brand new structure decks that just got released. Without further ado, I guess we'll just get right into it. So for starters, we play 3 Sapphire Pegasus. This card's probably the heart and soul of the deck. It's your level 4. On summon, it lets you place a Crystal Beast monster in your spell and trap zone. Yeah, that's it doesn't really do anything else. It's just your main body. It's your 18 beater. That's about it. Next up, for the next Crystal Beast, we play triple Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. Some builds, they play 2. Me personally, I like to play 3 because we don't really play that many names, and sometimes in the grand game we start to lose, and the extra name really helps. He's also a 3000 beater that can summon himself pretty easily, and he's essential to our main combo that gets us to our Rainbow Dragon, so that one card in our deck is not dead. Next up, we play 1 Carbuncle. We play the Carbuncle because it's another name, and it's what we use to close out the game. And we play 1 Eagle. You don't actually have to play Eagle, but I like Eagle because it's another name. It's a wind, so it helps you make some of our XYZs in the extra deck. And if you feel like it and you want to, you could play Heartbeast Featherstorm because this is your Wing Beast target, and it's easily accessible at any time of the game. And then obviously we have our 1 Rainbow Dragon. I play the dark one. In the control build, like, it doesn't matter which Rainbow Dragon you play, you just need it for the name, because the updated ones specify ultimate crystal monsters, which is important for another card later on. Then we play 7 hand traps. We play 3-dimensional shifter. It's a really good card in the format. In a format where you just want to play anything that could do shifter, Ishizu, or just not care about the graveyard or make Dweller easily. And it doesn't really conflict with our deck most of the time, because when the Crystal Beasts get destroyed, and they can move into the back row without getting banished first. And then for the other hand traps, we play 2 Bestial Magnuma and 2 Bestial Druid Worm. They're just really good in this format. If your deck can fit in the Bestials, you should probably play them. On top of that, Magnuma doubles up because it can search you your Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. And Druid Swarm allows you to deal with problematic monsters just because it gets sent from field to the graveyard, and it's searchable with Magnuma. That's it for the monsters. As for spells, we play 2 Crystal Bonds. It's one of your main starters for the deck. It's a +1 in any situation because you're always going to place a Zenith in the back row, or and then add a Pegasus. Sometimes you reverse the roles just so you can get a beater. I was playing 1, but I found it a lot better to play 2, just because if I open it and I open another card to go with it to just get more searches, it pays off better, especially when I'm going second and trying to play through a board. And then we play the best card in the whole deck, Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. It gives us 2 normal summons for Crystal Beast monsters, and it has a diagram-like effect, which lets us destroy a Crystal Beast monster in our hand or on our field to search any crystal, spell, or trap card. Absolutely insane. And then its other effect is if a Crystal Beast monster gets placed into my back row, or into the back row, you can bounce itself plus another card your opponent controls, which is like really insane because there's a way you can chain block this to make sure it almost always resolves. And then we also play Triple Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates, another searcher that gives you pretty much your entire deck. It's also our OTK piece, and this gets you to your Rainbow Bridge or to a field spell. And this is the card you need one of the Rainbow Dragons for, because you have to reveal it for cost. Play through this. It's hard once per turn, but sometimes we just want to see it, because we do burn through these. Then we play one of the best searches in the deck, Rainbow Bridge. literally just says add any crystal spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. Not once per turn. Obviously, that's really good. And then we play 1 Called By. Obvious reasons. 2 Foolish Burial Goods. This is only good just to get you to your field spell if you don't want to use your Bridge Search or your Awakening Search. And also, it lets you set up the Chain Block bounce. And then we play for our field spell 3 Necro Valleys. Literally the best field spell in the entire format, in my opinion. If your deck can play Necro Valley, if your deck can play Shifter, if your deck plays Ishizu, I think you're good to go for the format. Like this literally turns off a tier limit turn. Like they can't really play through it unless they open Heartbeat or something. It's searchable. I was playing 1 of this card and 1 Mystic Mine, but the Mystic Mine felt really underwhelming. And I decided to end up playing 3, and it's just been amazing. Because if I search it and I stop it, I'll just play a second one. It's like playing multiple Mystic Mines. Your opponent can't do anything under this card. Also, it's like really insane against blind matchups. And then that's it for the spells. So for traps, we play triple Crystal Miracle. It's an Omni Negate. The negation effect is not once per turn, super searchable, and it's a counter trap. Literally the best feature. Your opponent can't even respond to it once you activate it. It has a graveyard effect, which is if a Crystal Beast gets placed in the back row, you can banish it to place another one from anywhere, which is really important. And this is the card we use to chain block the Rainbow Bridge. Absolutely phenomenal card. Some people play 2. I prefer 3 just so I can see it, and most of the time my opponent usually doesn't realize that I have it if I don't search it. Next up, we play 1 Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, or Bridge of Salvation. This is our Foolish Burial Goods target. We don't use its on-field effect because it doesn't do anything, but its graveyard effect allows you to banish it for cost and add yourself 1 Crystal Beast monster in any field spell, which is why we have the Necro Valley. And it's banished for cost. Your opponent can't DD Crow, your opponent can't do any of that stuff. There's other ways to discard it. If you open it, it really sucks, but if you go second, it's a lot easier to get rid of. And we have 2 Conclaves, Crystal Conclave. This card is another form of interruption, and it lets us float. Continuous Trap. If a Crystal Beast monster you control gets destroyed by battle, just destroyed period, you can summon another one from your deck. And then you can send itself from the field to the grave for cost, and target a Crystal Beast monster you control, and 1 card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. A lot of times this lets you help you dodge, like, you can just dodge stuff, or you can interrupt your opponent, or reset your combo for your next turn. I used to play 3. I really want to play 3, but I cut it down because I just wanted to make more room for other cards. And then for our last card, we play 1 Metaverse. I like to be as problematic as possible, and sometimes if I can't get to Bridge because I want to search a different card instead to set up a field, I use this card just to help me get to Necro Valley. It's just way too good. That's it for the main deck. The extra deck doesn't really matter, but for what I have, essentially it's a rank 4 toolbox. To start off, we play 1 Abyss Dweller. It's probably the best XYZ in the format. Almost a must-have for like any deck that has level 4s. Tier limits can't really do anything to this card. Yeah. After that, we have 1 Gaga Cowboy. This is how we close out games if your opponent has less than 800. Oldest trick in the book. And then we play 1 Lightning Chidori. Since all of our level 4s are wins, this card becomes really insane because you can out 2 cards, like a set and a face-up, and it forces your opponent to go brick if you're sending a face-up monster. It's a main deck card. Okay, play 1 Tornado Dragon. This is just good as another form of removal. I sometimes like to make it if I open the Rainbow Bridge just to pop it and get another search. And it's a quick effect, so most of the time you can use your opponent's turn to pop a card. Then I play another card, Baguska. Really insane card as well, just like Dweller. Most of the time, if you open mid, sometimes really good, you can end on this, plus Necro Valley and like 2 negates, and your opponent usually passes and you can close the game from there. This card's just way too good. And then I play 1 Drill Driver, Espinato. This card's actually insane, because I usually follow it up to the Baguska, so their monsters will get turned to defense, and if they pass with that, you can use this to overlay over it, and this gives you piercing damage. And then, yeah. And then we play one Utopia and one Utopia the Lightning. At first I wasn't playing this, but then it started coming up because this is how you out Avermax and certain towers. I usually like making this in the late game because I have another way to out tower monsters, but this is easier to make during the late game. It also is 4 summons, so you don't get nibirued. We play one Chakanine, one Zodiac Borbo, so we can get to Divine Arsenal Zeus. If your deck can play Zeus, you should probably do it. This card's really good. It's quick effect, you know, kill everything except itself. Just way too good. So that's it for our XYZ monsters. The rest of our extra deck is pretty generic. We play one Nightmare Phoenix, it's just a good card. One Win the Wind Charmer. This card is actually in the extra deck for a very specific card in our side deck. Play one BLS. If any card could come out the extra deck because you want to play something else, it could be the BLS. I don't really make this all the time, but when I do, usually it saves the game. And for our last card, we play one Underworld Goddess. This is our other out to tower monsters, and usually we can force a simplified game state with it after because we're gonna have a bunch of interruptions with it. That's it for the extra deck. Obviously, you can side deck whatever you want. There's all good cards in the structure deck. Literally, the structure comes with everything you need. Me personally, so my side deck, play 3 Drone Lockbird. A good amount of decks can search this format. Sometimes they search 1 or 2 cards, but usually it's more than enough to get them to pass the turn, and then you can try to play from there. It's just really good. At first, it was like iffy, but as I kept playing against tier, I realized they search a lot of cards. And then we play one Harpy's Feather Duster, which is always a good card to play. 2 Lightning Storms, also another good card to play. It's a worse evenly, because right now evenly matched feels way better. But this card's good against, you know, blind back row decks or Flunder or any other rogue deck. Next up, we have a little combo side deck. Play 1 Zombie World, 1 Secret Village, and 1 Foolish Real Goods. This is just to boost the consistency so we can see these field spells. We play this against like Runic or any like spell heavy deck, which is what the Win the Wind Charmer is for. She's only 1850, but you can really protect her with your counter trap and the Conclave. And then it's the same goes for Zombie World. This messes up Flunder, it messes up Earth Machine. Some scenarios it'll mess up tier limits if you want to, but Mega Rally's way better. After that, we have 2 Cosmic Cyclone. This is just always a good card to play. I wanted to play 3, but I had to make room for better cards. Then we play 1 Crystal Bond. Crystal Boon. This card's really insane when you're going into time. It's searchable. You only need to play 1 just because you can search it. It allows you to special summon 2 Crystal Beasts from your back row, and you gain life points equal to their attack. And there's an easy way to set up 2 Zeniths in the back row, so you can gain 6,000 life in time. And last but not least, we play triple evenly match. This card's just way too good. It being not once per turn, so even if you go end of battle and then negate it, and you have another one, just play another one. That's it for the side deck. That's it for the Crystal Beast deck profile. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to check out our other videos and leave a like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. Was that it?